So many of you ask the question, which rebounder should you buy? If you're going to buy one, which one do you buy and why? And this is a really personal question. So let me go through it, and hopefully by the end of this video, it'll make sense and you will have an inkling of which one to choose for you. Firstly, the spring rebounder is a more compact rebounder. So it's a little bit smaller. If you have a small apartment or a small room that you can dedicate to your exercise, then the spring rebounder is going to fit in any little corner. Also, it's portable. Our Bungee rebounder doesn't fold. So if you are wanting to fold it up after every workout and store it away, which I highly discourage, because if it's out and about, you are going to bounce around on it all the way through the day in between whilst you're watching telly. You know, you'll get on it a lot more if it's always out and ready than if you have to unfold it and put the legs in place. So I highly recommend you don't fold it unless you are taking it with you, say on holiday. So that's another thing. We have amazing bags that you can purchase. You fold your little spring rebounder up, pop it in your bag, and you can take it around the world with you just like I do. And the bags come in beautiful different colors, and you can change the skirts as well. So if you want to have a beautiful floral skirt or marble or pastel color, then the spring rebounder, you can get different skirts. Okay, the spring rebounder you can use a support bar with. So if you need to have a bit of support in the beginning, you can use a support bar with a spring. And you can use the T-bar for the spring rebounder. So that's kind of like it in a nutshell. To me, the spring rebounder is also a little bit easier. The Bungee rebounder is a tad more difficult, just a tad, okay? But this has got a really nice firm bounce. It's beautiful quality, best in the country. I promise you, it is an amazing, amazing investment. So that is kind of like the difference. But if you've got big feet, if you're really tall with big feet, the spring rebounder mat is going to feel a little bit small for you. So what I would recommend is that you definitely do not train with trainers on, because it makes the mat even smaller, because it makes your feet chunky and bulky and longer. You must train with our fit kicks or fit socks. Please, please, please. It'll make your foot that much smaller, and it'll give you the sort of kind of feeling like you've got more space to work with. Okay. Right, now our Bungee, you can see it's bigger, it's higher, it can take a little bit more weight, a little bit, like an extra 10 kilos. If you are very tall, or just tall, and you've got like long legs, you're going to feel a lot more comfortable on a Bungee because you just have that extra sort of 20 centimeters to play with. And if you've got big feet, you're going to have more space. Also, when we do things like squats, you know, you don't want your knees to go over your toes, so you can open out your legs a little bit more and you can have a bit more working room. Bungee is a little bit harder. You can see actually when I bounce, it's a little softer than a spring. It's still a very firm bounce because I like a firm bounce, but it is a little bit softer. So for a real beginner, it might feel more tough than the spring because that one's a bit firmer. Also, that is a quicker bounce because it's a little bit firmer. You can bounce a bit quicker here. This one is a little bit of a delay, so I find it a bit taxing. It's probably 10-15% harder than the spring. But I like it because it's got more space. It's a nice chunky, spacious rebounder. I can do a little bit more with it because I can do nice big lunges and all kinds of high jumps. So a bit springier, a little bit harder, more space, but you cannot fold it. So you can't take it anywhere unless you take the legs off with the Allen key, pop the legs into a little safe bag, and then your whole rebounder can go at an angle in the back of a very wide boot, or on a roof rack, or on a trailer. You could take it with. I have seen all kinds of images and videos of people taking their Bungee rebounders with them, but it's not foldable. So you can't pop a little bag and take it on the aeroplane. You definitely can't take it on an aeroplane. You could, however, take it in your car, put it flat at the bottom, and then pack all your stuff on top. So you could take it if you really, really wanted to, but it's definitely not as convenient. You also can't change the skirts. There is no skirts on the Bungee rebounder. There's just the safety flap here, okay? But there's no skirts, so you can't change the look and feel of the Bungee ever. All right, it's just gonna always look like this. So that is really the main difference between the spring and the Bungee. It's just like you have to ask yourself the questions. Oh, and the Bungee rebounder, you can use the T-bar with. It doesn't have a support bar. So just remember that. Only the spring has the support bar. The Bungee, you can use the T-bar, which you can use as a support bar in the beginning, and as you get fitter, you can use it for all the cool stuff. So those are the main differences. You have to ask yourself, do I want to take this rebounder with me all the time? Maybe you've got a house here or a boyfriend there and you want to take your rebounder with you wherever you go, then the bungee is going to be a bit impractical. If you have really long legs, big feet, then maybe the spring is going to be impractical for you. So you have to kind of like ask yourself the questions, which one is right for you. It is a very personal thing, and this is the question we get all the time is, which one should I buy? And we can't answer for you. You have to make up your own mind. I like both. Sometimes I train on the spring, sometimes I train on the bungee. To me, they are totally different workouts. Faster bounce, slower bounce, compact, not so compact, a little bit more difficult, more space. But this one is lovely for when I travel all over and I just take my spring and I don't have to worry about a thing. And inside the bag, I can put all my accessories and it's super convenient. Okay, so I hope I haven't made you more confused. I hope I've ticked the boxes and you kind of understand now which rebounder is for you. At the end of the day, they are both superior products, best in the country. You are going to be very happy with both of them. And if you buy a good quality rebounder like the LR Rebounders, you're not going to buy a new one in 6 months' time. And it's going to last you years and years and years. Just quantify it in your mind as an investment in your health. It's not an expense. It's something that you're going to buy and it's going to last a long time. And what you're going to get out of it is way more than the price that you paid.